Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's NavoriKickBlades here with another banger video for you. This one, I'm a little bit kicking myself. I'm kicking myself that I didn't record it in real time because this is the actual game I wanted to record in real time. So we're just going to have to watch the replay, do some narration. That's my bad, guy, but we're still getting used to it, okay? So we're doing Elementalist Briar. So here, if you've been paying attention, you can actually see I didn't level up an ability. I was a little bit late to lane, just a couple seconds. That was enough where Set gets the Briar with a bush. So on reaction, I took E, slammed it into the wall, back up. We still have enough time for minions to come, so we're just going to reset. So Elementalist Briar. You've heard of Elementalist Lux, right? The skin? Okay, so in that skin, she masters the elements and then fuses them together. That is what we are going to be doing, but with Briar. So, um, the first element that people know of and would think first when they think of Briar is attack damage. That's one element, okay? The second element that they think of when they think of Briar, HP, all right? The third element that they think of, attack speed, crit. And then the fourth element that is rarely spoken of is ability power. So we're going to craft a build that takes all of those into consideration. All right, so right off the bat, Set was playing super aggressive. I mean, he's way forward. And had I taken a W start, he actually probably would have cheesed me level 1. I chose for a less aggressive level 1. I went E. I had a feeling he was going to be aggressive. I saw that he had the $200 skin. And I just was like, I think the last time I level 1 W to Set and they played really aggressive, I ended up losing the first blood. So we kind of learned from our mistakes. Okay, barely lived that one, but we got his flash for it. So that was nice. The exhaust, I don't believe, actually lowers the damage from his W, but it did lower a couple of the basic attacks that he landed before that. So he backs up for some weird reason. He realizes his mistake. He sees it. He's like, wait, what? I slammed the whole wave in. Boom. That caught me up in CS, actually. That brings us about even in CS. So here, yep, bad. Just a bad play on my part. I mean, I think maybe I could have guessed that Garen would be there. And if you guys were on the stream live, you could have heard me just absolutely crash out on that one. But we did get Garen's flash for it too. We can pick up a longsword for our troubles. We do start longsword refillable because with this build, getting your item spikes is the most absolutely essential thing you can do. We don't screw around with Doran's blade. We don't screw around with Doran's shield. We're going straight for items. We're not trying to mess around, delay any of our build. We want to be right up front with it. So we got our second longsword. And at this point, I was quite confused as to why my Graves was behind in CS to the Garen. I don't know what universe Garen out CS's Graves in the jungle, but I see him in there. And I start walking, and I waste a minion wave, so I'm losing something here by doing this. But I am a team player, and in my experience, you insta lose the game if you let your jungle int. If you don't help on an engage like that, you insta lose because your junglers, if you guys don't know, junglers often have the thinnest line between playing well and totally inting the whole game. So right there, I'm not going to let Garen jungle bully my guy. So that one, I was a little bit sad I didn't get the wall slam. We do get chunked out for our troubles, but we're okay. We're kind of in this game. I got really locked in. I just had to focus. I was a little bit worried about my team, to be honest. Their team looked really good. They had Smolder. Garen jungles are typically, I don't want to say they're typically Smurfs, but Garen jungles somehow, they either do really good or they do really bad. And so I was really scared that he was going to do really good. So we're not trying to all in set. We're just trying to get some CS on our tower if we can do it. Got most of that wave, or at least a few of them. It's whatever. So I'm missing these early wall stuns. It's hurting a lot. It's mostly just hurting my ego more than anything. And we can see that on the enemy team, there's a little bit of CS deficit growing in most lanes. So this was a game in which I actually 1v9 hyper carried. And that's why I'm actually taking the time to go back and watch the replay and record a VOD for it, because right there, you know his W's down, going for the easy kill. This set, I don't think this particular player was very accustomed to the Briar matchup. He certainly didn't know all the nice little tricks. One of them being, you can head slam out of Q. You can deny my Q every time by head bashing correctly. That's really the main trick. You can also use R to negate my E. This guy wasn't really totally familiar with these tricks, but he did have a lot of points on set. So this isn't like a first-time set we're playing. And, disclaimer, this is silver, right? But we've been on a win streak today, so I believe this is our 4th or 5th win in a row. So you would expect the opponents would be getting slightly better. And anytime I have a Graves on my team in silver, low silver, it's a little bit skeptical. You're like, dang, Graves is a high elo champion. He's not something that normally does good in this elo. There we go. My Vlad gets a solo kill. That's nice. Vlad helped out a fair amount this game. He was like kind of my other reliable ally. As far as the rest of my boys, they were trying, bless their hearts. It was kind of a bless their hearts type of situation. So here he has 6. I know that when he's 6 and I'm 6 in the minion wave, I know he's gonna actually win. I've got my serrated Dirk and I've got a Caulfield hammer on that last back. So I'm not trying to do anything risky until I have my completed first item, which I'll let you know what that is first. Okay, so we have a trade there. He ults. I don't get the wall slam, so really bad trade actually. I'm dead here. Barrier for nothing. Exhaust. Perfectly baited under tower. I see him take 2 turret shots. Boom, we launch R. This is the most scared I've ever been in my life. And we absolutely clutch it. We just fundamentally clutch that under tower. If I didn't do that play the way that it happened, we probably lose this game. I probably don't have the tempo and the resources necessary to carry the rest of this match. So I will say I used the barrier and exhaust impeccably. The rest of the combo leading up to it, I scuffed, and that's why we were in that position to almost die. We know that we have our gold. We're going to reset. And we're going to pick up our Hubris. Hubris level 1 at 8 minutes 30. That's a very early Hubris, and that's very good. The thing about Hubris, if you're going to opt for a Hubris build, whether that's Assassin or whatever you're doing, you need to get it as early as possible, because every single takedown, every single kill you get is permanently stacking your AD. So the earlier you can do that, the better. Like if you're sitting on the Hubris components and you're getting kills, in the back of your head, you should be thinking those could have been Hubris stacks. So getting Hubris early is the most critical thing you can do. And Hubris, so now I know I'm strong. I know I have an item advantage, so I'm down to do some trades in the wave. I know he's not quite big enough to one-shot me with his W yet, so I feel okay about taking a little bit of a trade there. That also ensures that the wave is in a chaotic state. It looked like he might have froze on me or last hit it. I didn't want that. I wanted him to be more respectful of my damage. So another losing E there. Not great. I'm getting kind of pushed in. And you can see there's a lot of unhappy things happening on the rest of the map. So this, I don't know what his plan was here. I don't think proxy was the move. I missed my R, but I just walk up. Okay, he R's. I just walk up and kill him. So I did lose some minions for it. But at the end of the day, I mean, he screwed up. So I don't know what that play was. Really, this carry that I went on today, this is mostly courtesy of Set just making really, really, really heinous plays that he should have made. We'll walk up. We'll get one plate. We see the teleport coming in, so we're gonna back up. He's got the home guards. Catches us slacking. Finally get a wall stun, and we're gonna try to just escape with our life on this one. He almost catches us, but he doesn't quite have the movement speed to do it. So here, I think I'm in a bit of a bad spot. My wave is really bad. Looks like he's about to push in. But I do take the reset. I have to. Have to take the reset on that one. We check the game state. Garen is now 3-1. Crit Garen 3-1. He's got 10 CS up on my jungler. The enemy mid is 10 CS up, but feeding a little bit. Smolder is scaling safely. And I believe it was sometime around this point in the game where my allies were starting to flame one another. So this game feels really losable from my vantage point. It feels very losable. I know I'm strong, but the game is quite chaotic. And it doesn't look good. So this here again, Set trolling. He doesn't have jungle with him. I don't know what he's doing. So he goes ahead and gives me another Hubris stack. Now we're sitting at 2 Vanquish. And we get the free grubs for that. So we're in a really good spot. And thanks to Set making these super grief and greedy plays, this is what allows me to be in a position where I can hyper carry. Because the rest of their allies are kind of locked. Maybe with the exception of Zed. But the rest of their allies were doing things that were certainly disruptive to our game state. And it was certainly not looking good. So 2 Hubris stacks at 12 minutes is huge. We have 200 gold bounty. Garen dies for his troubles there. Gets collapsed on by jungle and mid. Take a free plate. And ward hop out so he can't get anything else. I use ward hop all the time. That's why you'll never catch me taking a sweeper or a blue ward, because in my personal opinion, ward hop is simply too valuable, especially in top lane when you need to escape. So there I had to exhaust him because his all-in was too real. If he stayed on top of me with auto attacks and Q, I was dead there. So I reset. I know I'm worth a lot, so I'm not trying to let my Hubris stacks fall off, and I'm not trying to give up a 250 gold bounty. So we go ahead, walk it up, and it's 10-5, which sounds good. However, I have 4 of those kills. So that means my mistakes matter a lot more. Anytime that the game is at a state where I have most of the... Okay, this is a great play right here. I saw Garen on a ward coming in. Set flashes in. Double slam both of them. Garen ult out. Watch this right here. Boom. Over the wall. Double kill. 2 more Hubris stacks. We're now sitting at 4. At that point, I've now created an environment where I should theoretically be able to carry this game. And I'm someone who plays very aggressive. I like to have a lot of fun. So I am known for throwing my lead sometimes. So this is why I get a little nervous when I have like 18 kills or whatever. I'm a little bit nervous because I'm like, shoot, I'm not the most reliable 1v9er. I like to have a little bit of fun. I like to maybe do some crazy plays that are a little bit on the edge. So anytime I have like over half my team's kills, I'm a little bit nervous. I like to have the gold spread out, typically, but that's just me personally. So I think I'm safe to push up another wave. He is walking out of my E's fairly well, I'll say that. I've only hit a couple of wall slams on him, so that's nice. Take a reset. I'm on a ward. I don't know that ward is there, so he actually stops my back, I believe. Yep, with the tipper. We can see now Smolder, 110 CS, 101. He's going to be a real threat. So team starts going for Dragon. I think Garen hopped in just a little bit too early there. Yep. So that's a free drag for us. Let's see what I decide to do here. I think I have to keep going top. Yeah, I don't want to give anything up for free. I did also, it's worth noting. Okay, so here I was like, he's going to juke to the left. My guy doesn't juke anywhere. He doesn't go left or right. So that's a great way to fool me, is to stand completely still. I'll probably miss every time if you just stand completely still. I don't think he meant to, though. I think that's just the way it went out. So I actually got in frenzy range. At this point, I looked at his build. I saw he doesn't even have a completed item. So we just run him down like a dog. Yep. Easy kill. So another Hubris stack. 5 stacks. You can see it with the next item we're building. Heartsteel. So again, this is we're trying to have Briar master the elements. All the elements, not just one. No. I'm not trying to be an assassin. I'm not trying to be a bruiser. I'm not trying to be a tank. I'm trying to be everything. I'm trying to be all of it, right? So an assassin, bruiser, tank, on hit, brawler with a dabble of mage in there. So I think we actually get our Heartsteel here off that. Boom. This is really good for us. 16-minute Heartsteel Hubris combo is exactly where you want to be with this build. You want to be right on top of those 2 items, because the faster you get them both, the harder you're going to be infinitely scaling. So you can see my allies aren't really making great plays. Like, they're not very talented. So I'm a little nervous about this game. Smolder kind of oversteps here. I save my Nyla's life, walk in, bonk. So you notice how I didn't go top, because I know that the rest of the map has quite a chaotic game state that I need to leverage my power with the rest of these guys. Nice clean ulti on Zed. Bosh, he tries to get out. No way. Another Hubris stack. I'm starting to get pinged. My allied Graves is pinging every single time I do something hype. He's right on me pinging. So, that might irritate some people, but it's what I do. So, Set is opting for shoving. I don't think he's in any position to do this. He has his Stride Breaker. That's it. Stride Breaker and Berserker's Greaves. I think at this point I may have broken his mental, because I can't explain this play that he makes here other than just that he's not used to losing this hard, probably. So another free kill. So this build is great for a couple different scenarios. I won't say that it's the best build all the time, every time. I know it's not. Sometimes you have to go Black Cleaver if they have a bunch of armor. Sometimes you have to go Blade of the Ruined King if they're like a Cho'Gath or something. But what this build is great into is inters. And that would be like something like Proxy Singe, Proxy Rammus, Scion, things like that. Champions where like they kind of like to die a bit. This is the build to go, because you will eat up those stacks, and those stacks are going to make you scale like crazy. So you kind of punish champs that like to kind of trade 1 for 1 or give a kill here or there. We didn't hit anybody with that one. I think I actually die here. Another Heartsteel on the way out. 2 Heartsteels. Didn't quite dodge that. He's going to go ahead and pick up the bounty on me there. Not a great trade. Could have been cleaner for sure. I shouldn't have died. However, they're flash. Okay. So it appears that I have made the top and jungle kind of hate one another. So if you saw that, there was a little grief flash there. Nice. And this is one of the ways to win. I know you can talk about like clean micro and all that all you want, but at the end of the day, winning League of Legends game, there's a multitude of different factors that can go into winning a game. One is obviously skill, champion mastery, mechanical mastery. Macro is one, but people don't talk enough about the emotional angle that you can take. So getting the enemies tilted and emotional is actually one of the best ways to win, because they will make worse and worse plays. And if you can stay untilted, if you can stay unemotional, then you can carry easily. I have to catch my wave here. In fact, I don't even think I'm aware that they're on the rift necessarily. Maybe I saw them there. So I see that there's a lot happening here in the top side. I shoot an R. We're going to miss that time. But we're just going to walk straight to the play. Again, my Morgana can't land a Q. That's been a kind of a theme in this game. Heartsteel stack. Triple man. shove backwards. We're outnumbered. I don't think I want it here. I see that Nyla is going for a 1v1 here. She gets it. And because she gets it, I move up. But Zed shadow clones out. I lose my frenzy on Zed. So we're forced to kind of switch targets there. Now what are we building next? The third element. The third element that we're building to create Briar, the Last Airbender, is attack speed critical strike. Those of you who are familiar with the channel, familiar with me and as a player, you know that the signature item for me is Navori Blades. So that's going to be our third item. Why? So with this build, we now have scaling AD with a bit of lethality. We have scaling HP with a bit of HP regen. Now we're going for that attack speed, and the Navori Blades is what gives us that cooldown reduction. Here I think I saw that I actually had enough gold, so I wasn't going to... Yep, there we go. Boom. 3 items at 21 minutes. Not bad, not bad. We're in a position to carry this game. We have like kind of an even bot, but they've been playing bad. Our jungle hasn't done anything extraordinary, so we're still a little bit nervous about this match. It's 22-11, and I have 10 kills, so I have over half my team's kills. There we go. Nyla just dies for free. Here another fight breaks out. Garen is going to go ahead and execute my boy. We don't love that, but another free Hubris stack. Boom. We are up to 9 vanquished enemies. We shoot an R. We hit nobody. Okay, that's fine. Now, with Navori Blades, the reason I love this item so much, no one can run from you. I just stay on them. Look at my cooldowns. W, Q, W, W2, Q. You just chase them down. You just run them down. Oop, missed a little bit of movement there. W in. Q, get the heart still at the same time. W, W2 after. Oh, another Q. There's no way he can. There's nowhere he can go, and he doesn't have enough items to. There's no way he can survive me. You know. He's pinging my exhaust. Set exhaust. Oh, they always fume with exhaust, man. They hate exhaust. So this stage, I'm just trying to kind of exert my power over the map. I know that I can 1v1 anybody, and I know that I can chase anyone down. So now I'm just trying to kind of chaperone my allies. I don't want to get greedy. I don't want to go do some 1v9 stuff up in some side lane. This isn't how Briar, in my experience, is played. You don't want to go off like your Tryndamere or your Yorick. You kind of need to hover your allies. Because anytime one of your allies gets engaged on, you want to be right there, ready to pop, get your stats going. So I see that they're showing multiples topside near Otacon. Otacon, in my opinion, is the most important buff. Totally whiffed that R. Was aiming at nothing. So anytime we don't have vision on Otacon and I see multiple enemies on Otacon, I get a little bit nervous and I start moving that way, because as the strongest champion in the game, it's my responsibility to make sure we don't lose that strongest, most impactful buff in the game, which is Otacon, especially this Otacon, which drops all the blood roses. Blood roses are going to also be a way that we infinitely scale, and we gain XP, and we gain massive level advantage over that. I'm not going to start Otacon, because that would be suicide. I'm just making sure that they fell off of it. Notice I'm actually going to walk straight back up to it. Now we're sitting on completed boots, and now we're working on our 4th element. The most unspoken of element in Briar's kit, which is the ability power. And Seeker's Arm Guard is the item of choice that we like to go. I'm not really sure what my movement is here. I think I'm just kind of thinking about what I'm supposed to be doing, hovering. You don't want to make too many hasty plays. You don't want to just W in randomly. You want to make sure that it's a play that you intended to make, that you're making. I think I have a sneaking suspicion that they're going for Otacon. So here I'm kind of moving up, and there I see the hitbox animation. We go ahead and just blast Garen. Boom. I mean, look at the damage I'm putting out. He is crit, so to be fair. Now, Smolder, he can't run for me. Double kill. This Thresh is trying his hardest. We go in. W, Q, another Heartsteel stack. And he actually outplays me there, but guess what? Otacon kills us both. So it's a triple kill for me in the top lane. And Vlad was a strong ally, so I was lucky to have Vlad. We actually ace him there on that one. If we look at the KD here, it's 16 kills on me, 31 kills on the entire team. So again, I have over half of the kills, and I'm quite nervous about this because, like I said, I'm a more of a for fun player. I like to take huge risks. I like to play fun builds. So anytime I have like over half my team's kills, I'm always like, ooh, this is scary. Hey, what's up? How are we doing, MC Schmeck PL? I'm recording a YouTuber, so if I'm a little bit locked in, that would explain it. So at this point, I should have theoretically created enough of an advantage that my allies can't throw it. Another thing to note, I've picked up the needlessly large rod, right? I've got the Arm Seeker's Guard and the needlessly large rod. I actually had enough gold to complete the Zonias, but I'm not going to do it. And that's for a very important reason, because I hadn't yet used my Seeker's Arm Guard. Okay, kind of mistimed my E there. That should have been a free knock. Nice easy hit on Smolder. Fly in. Smolder has completed stacks, so he's a threat. Slam that guy so he can't kill my team. Thresh is really good, doing a good job of keeping me off, so I have to just run Thresh down. Because I have Flicker Blades, it's no problem. Just WQ, 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 auto, WQ. It's easy stuff. Boom. Run him down. Every single kill is good. 16 Vanquish stacks. So we are getting huge. We're getting absolutely huge. 300 stacks of Heartsteel, 47 stacks of Hubris. Now, again, what was I saying? The reason to not upgrade to Zonias is because if you haven't cracked your Arm Guard yet, what you can do is in one fight, use your Arm Guard to guarantee an outplay. Then, if you die or whatever, you reset. Then you finish Zonias. It resets your Zonias cooldown. So you can Zonias twice in 2 fights. Or, well, you know, back-to-back fights, essentially. So that is the purpose of not upgrading Zonias until you need it. And now I'm 18-3 and 3, 250 gold shutdown. Completely neutered the top lane. Completely neutered the jungle as well. Walk up. I actually pinged the Otacon because nobody on my team, you notice that not a single person on my team was caring about this objective. So I was pinging it. Vlad heard me. Vlad moves up. Me and Vlad go ahead and tag team this. You know, my jungler was just totally unaware, just, you know, oblivious. But you got to get this objective off the map. If you give the enemies this objective at any point in the game, you significantly lose, or your chances of winning go down a lot. That's just because it kind of is able to put them back in the game. So here I saw that Set was getting feisty, and I was like, you know what? I'm not having any of that. Let's go ahead and get another free Heartsteel. Chunk. Another free Hubris. Chunk. So as you can see, I'm now sitting at... What have I got? I've got 3,700 HP. I've got 220 AD. I've got 140 AP. I've got 1.5 attacks per second. And here, I see that they're on the map. I see people are out on the map. Smolder's out there. Garen's out there. We just end the game. Luckily, I have allies that are locked in and ready to do it. So, I was tanking tower there. Nice E. And we'll just go ahead and focus that tower. And here you can see the super minion body blocks the hell out of me, making it nigh impossible. Smolder's still strong. He's killing my enemies. We don't care. We hit the Nexus. We Zonias for the swag. We didn't even upgrade our Zonias. So we end this game 422 Heartsteel stacks, 55 Hubris stacks, 19 and 3. An absolute 1v9 carry. And this is the power of Elementalist Briar. If you are ahead, if you are snowballing, this build, I dare I say I don't think anything snowballs quite as hard as this, because unlike a assassin build, full lethality, you aren't squishy. Unlike a bruiser build, you have a lot of DPS. Bruiser builds has pretty good DPS too, but this is just a different level. I mean, the lethality, the chunking, the heart stealing. Anyway, I've been having so much fun with this. This is probably the best game I've had on it so far, and it kept our solo duo win rate going up and kept our win streak going. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you got any negative Nancy comments to leave in the comments below, feel free to do so. If you got any hype comments, feel free to do so. If you got any spicy builds that you want to share with me, go ahead and leave that in the comments. Feel free to give the video a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.